Hello, everyone. Bienvenidos. My name is Vanessa Codorniu, the Biz Bruja. I wanted to come on here today and talk to you a little bit about what I've got planned for next year. But before I do that, I want to introduce myself porque not everybody knows me, even though I think maybe you should, but I'll tell you about myself. So my name is Vanessa Codorniu. I am a bilingual, bicultural, South American brujita who grew up in a spiritual home, started reading people at 16, then kind of said, hey, I lost my powers, and started reading professionally at 22, actually, when I was hired by a New York City agency and sent out to top events, to book releases, all that. And this was happening before Wi-Fi. This was happening, before Instagram, TikTok, and all the things. And it was never a thing for me, like a goal to do this work, to be a spiritual worker, to be a psychic medium. It was just part of my life. It was how I lived every day. I heard spirit, I saw spirit, I shared it with people, I supported people, but it wasn't something that I truly, truly thought would be my life's work. In fact, I had a corporate job and I worked in media and I worked in many other different nonprofits, et cetera. But I just never saw this as something because let's face it, back in the day, 20 something years ago, this was not something that we looked at as a respectable career. Bueno, gracias a Dios, things have changed. Some of us, including myself, have paved the way to change things for us, especially BIPOC, especially for Latinx. We know we've seen a world filled with, Western images of what a guru should be like or what a spiritual teacher should be like, which is usually 20 years old and a yoga student or yoga teacher with long blonde hair and blue eyes. Again, no problem with being that, no problem with looking that way. It's just that we're in a world that has continuously fed us these images, and thank creator and thank Pachamama and Great Spirit right now, because we're seeing so many different um, genders, so many different races, creeds, cultures, people, guides stepping into this work. And that's where we come in. And so I grew up this way. I became a professional many years ago, and about 10 years ago, stepped online space, have hit six figures every year since, sometimes more. I don't really like to talk about that because I think it's my business, but most of the time when you're guiding people in business, you've got to talk about it. But I have been supporting myself since I stepped foot out full time because I was already doing the work for quite a long time. And so what do I have? What am I doing right now? Right now, what I'm doing is I've got the School of the Healing Artes going on there. You can find really down to earth, inclusive, diverse training, very respectful of our ancestors. And no matter what culture we come from, energy healing training, which is based in the Japanese training, Usui Reiki Ryoho. So I do the certifications. I do Akashic record certification, learning how to read, how to heal, how to manifest, and clinical hypnotherapy, clinical hypnosis is coming out. I've worked as a clinical hypnotist, hypnotherapist for over 20 years. And I also have Nacimos Mágicas, an 8-week intuitive journey where we explore all of our sacred gifts, release the fears around being intuitive, being psychic, being a healer, so we could fully reclaim the gifts that have always been there, but that through colonization, through our family, through religions, we've sometimes moved away from. And so that's something that I'm working on. I also write bi-monthly astrology articles for BeLatina News, right? So I love that. But what's coming up that I really was moved to do this tonight? What's coming up is something that's been sitting on my heart for quite a while. I started teaching. See, part of me felt like 1 or 2 years of success online wasn't enough for me to teach, because I felt like with a business especially, I wanted to be able to replicate the success. And so I don't have 1 or 2 years of online success and supporting myself fully and having some, minimal stuff, but having it and teaching courses now for 10 years online, much more years offline, because I've been doing circles in person for 20 years offline. So I wanted to wait more than 2 years of success. I started teaching my 6th year online, full-time, supporting myself, only doing that work, and have had many incarnations of the work. The next incarnation of this, right, is 2022. It's called BrujaMIND, okay, where your spirit and your business thrive. And why do I say that? Because sometimes we try to create a business and our spirit is not thriving because it's not what we expected. It's overwhelming. It's too much. Sometimes we're all in the spiritual energies and business isn't thriving. And so I'm creating this sacred container and inviting all these experts, a diverse group of experts, to show up and talk to you about branding, talk to us about marketing, talk to us about how to get publicity, right? Without too much struggle, and knowing the processes for gaining publicity, getting seen, getting heard. And for me, what you're going to receive is the 10 years of being online and succeeding no matter what, whether there's been a shift in the marketplace. Like I had 44,000 followers in the Spanish page, right? And then suddenly FB changed their algorithms and suddenly they couldn't see me. My business was heavily Latino and Espanol at that point, right? So how did I survive each one? Quickly pivoting, reassessing, tapping into spirit. And so if you're a numerologist, if you're a healer, if you're an intuitive, if you're a coach, if you're a yoga teacher, if you're someone that knows that even as a coach or a counselor, that you have something to offer that includes your spirit, that includes your background, that includes your ancestral healing and your ancestral intuitive knowing, then I really invite you to sign up down below. And it's going to say BrujaMIND, and it's just a wait list. And when you sign up, I'm not going to use it for other stuff. All I'm going to use it for is to send you the page when I've got it. It's almost finished. I'm super excited, but I don't have all of the headshots and information of the experts I want to invite. And it's going to be a 6 to 8 week journey. I haven't finished that yet. So that's where I am in the process. I'm waiting for spirit to give me that directive. 6 to 8 week process where you're going to be held. You're going to have modules talking about what is your mission, what is your calling. We're going to explore who are your ideal clients by looking at your astrology chart for your business and for yourself. We're going to also do healing work. I am a hypnotist, as I said, for over 20 years, and a psychic medium as well. We're going to get to the heart of it. So it's going to look like what? It's going to look like it's going to be on Mighty Networks app. It's going to have modules that come out every week. We're going to have special gatherings where the experts are going to talk. You're going to get to do Q&As. And then you're going to have calls with me where I'm going to do laser focused, Akashic record based, energy shifting, right? Ancestral healing sessions with you live. And so I'm not going to take a ton of people because how am I going to do that work if it's 200 people? And so if you're interested in receiving an application for this, let's do it. I don't even know. I've done over 10,000, 12,000 Akashic record readings. In this last year alone, I mean, I sold over 500 ancestral healings and fulfill them. I'm somebody who really shows up heavily in the trenches. I mean, I'm a Taurus. I'm also a human design generator. That should explain it, right? The cycle just keeps ticking. The engine keeps on flowing. But I'm here to hold space for you to shine in your own particular way. It's not about blueprints. It's not about being a little Vanessa, a mini me. It's not about being, a little Oprah, a little Ayanla Van Zandt. It's about discovering what was the energy that was aligned for you before you came into this world, your natal chart. What are the sacred gifts that you're bringing into the world that are known and unknown? Because you may know some, but there may be some that you haven't developed yet. And what is the ancestral pattern or past life situation or even present life experience that's holding you back, keeping you from stepping into this? And I'm going to help you unlock that. This is the sacred work that I do. I help people break through their ancestral patterns, their past life crap, and also their present life experiences so they could ground deeply into their knowing, into their integrity, and truly shine. I can tell you when I was younger, my guides wrote me and they're like, girl, you're not going to be a director, because I was studying in at NYU Tisch School of the Arts to be a film director. It's like, you're going to be a spiritual director. I'm like, ¿qué es eso? What, going to be a priestess, a priest? I'm going to be a pastor. What is going to be? Because it was so long ago. And as time evolved, I realized I'm just a being in service. I'm a curandera. I'm an espiritista. I am a priestess. I'm a bruja. I'm a channel of the divine to connect community and to support. And in that connection, we are reflections of each other. And so I invite you, don't hold back because, hey, you think everybody's doing this now. Don't hold back. Some people say to me, oh, there are fakes out there. That's not a great reason to hold back. In fact, that's a reason to step in. If you think that there are a lot of fakes out there, if you think there's a lot of bullshit out there, then the world needs you even more. Why? Because we need people that shine brightly, that are devoted through love, that are definitely trained and guided by spirit and their ancestors to hold space for the magnificent transformation that we're going through. I know it doesn't feel magnificent. Trust me, I've had a lot of losses in 2020, losing half my family. And in 2021, losing so many friends and people that I knew. It's been a really interesting year for me as well, of a lot of losses, a lot of gains, and probably maybe for you as well. And so please don't let that there's so many people doing this. How am I going to make a living? Allow yourself to fill out the information below. Just, get on that wait list. I'll send you the information. We'll have a chat. We'll figure out if I am the guide for you, because not everybody is for everyone. And I totally get that. But what I do know about me is that I have so many gifts and skills, and that this is the work that I was born to do. And I know in my heart that when people show up to work with me, they are so absolutely ready that there's no other outcome but for them to succeed in their healing, to succeed in their reclaiming, to succeed in grounding in their knowing, so nothing can shake them off their path, because this is what you were born to do. And so I could talk about this forever, so I'm going to actually hop off, but I do invite you, los invito por favor, si están interesados, a poner su nombre y su información, así le mandamos la información de BrujaMInd. I'm considering doing it in 2 languages, by the way. I'm a little scared about that, not because I can't, because, it doubles the work. But if I find that there's anyone que están interesados en hacer este curso, but predominantly speak Spanish, I would accept you anyway, because an opportunity to actually translate everything into 2 languages and to show up that way, which is really what's in my heart. So if you only speak Spanish, sign up. If you speak only English, sign up. If you're bicultural, bilingual, sign up as well. And we'll send you the information and figure out if it's a thing, if it's meant to be. So sending you all so much love, and remember that spirit needs all of us. And in this crazy, ever-changing world, we need each other. We need sacred community. We need guides who are honest, who are real, who are not just trying to, make bank. It's not about that for me. For me, it is about seeing you rise in your power and your light, because the world needs us. And the world does not need this bullshit systemic racism that we've dealt with. It does not need the old systems that have overpowered this beautiful, sacred knowing that all of our cultures have, and yet they've been taken from us, rewrapped, resold, colonized, prepackaged. We are beautiful in our rawness. We are beautiful in our deep truth. We are ready. We are ready. And so I'd love to support you, and we'll talk more. Gracias por estar conmigo, es un placer estar con ustedes. Such a pleasure to be with all of you, and I cannot wait for 2022 with BrujaMInd, where your spirit and your business thrive. And by the way, if any of you got any fears about making money, or you think that it's not sacred, we're going to be doing some healing work, okay, with hypnosis and with Akashic Records, because it's time to end that old myth that spirituality means that you are celibate, that you're poor, that you're lonely, and that you're misunderstood. None of that. Abundance, abundance, abundance. Con mucho amor.